Hello, welcome back to another pick a card reading. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're coming back, thank you and welcome back. Here we are with the 3 piles for the lovers reading, so take a moment to pause the video if you need to and choose your pile. Of course, the timestamps will be in the description box below along with the cards that I'm using. And I hope you enjoy your message. I'd love to hear from you if you want to leave a comment below. And if you want a personal reading from me, you can find me at Facebook. Hi, welcome to your reading if you chose group number 1. And as always, I'm going to jump straight in, no delays. Masculine's headspace, first of all. Disclaimer, obviously don't get caught up in any of the genders. Masculine and feminine energies I'm referring to, and these could be energies within yourself, as we have both. So you can take this as a personal reading for self, and some do. But anyway, jumping into the masculine energies headspace. We've got some deep processing going on here. Very deep processing. The masculine here with showing up with this beautiful King of Pentacles. So he is showing up to this connection. And when I say that, that may not be in the physical, because I do feel for this connection there may be some sort of separation, whether that's physical distance or emotional distance. We have got this Hermit card, which is deeply reflective. And the masculine is analysing and reflecting his life at this point. I do feel that the masculine is looking at how how can he move forward with this connection? How can he make this connection flourish? What will it look like? How does he need to show up differently to shift anything, whatever it is that may have come up for this connection to cause separation? I do feel that the masculine is quite busy with work and his creation and what he is doing at this time, but deep contemplation of this spiritual connection. We have this 6 of Cups here. This could be the masculine also thinking about his children, if that applies, his family dynamics, and reflecting on perhaps some changes that may need to shift in that area, if that applies. There is so much change going on within this connection. I do feel for the masculine that this is multi-layered. This is not all about the feminine and this connection. This is also about his personal life separate to the feminine. But I do feel that the masculine is really wanting to see this connection move forward into something more grounded and to show up even deeper. Like this is, I feel like this connection has really deepened within the masculine's heart and mind. There's something so, I want to say earnest, I want to say genuine. I can't grab the right word if we could smush them together. It just feels so grounded now, or like foundational, or like a decision's being made for the masculine here, if that applies. And at the moment it's perhaps a matter of thinking about the practicalities. We'll move along and see what else wants to come through on that. In the heart space, the masculine has the Chariot and the 2 of Cups. So more talk of how moving this union forward, of moving with a lot of passion and excitement towards this union. And the masculine is really focused on, it'll be very different for many. You look at him looking at that's his pentacle, his creation, what he shows up to, and he's looking at that. And I just, with the face expression too, there's just so much, there's like a genuine excitement for, and a truly believing the potential of this connection, and just this, it is in a state of pause. We have got the Hermit card, so there is deep reflection. There is a lot of epiphanies perhaps coming through for the masculine about this connection and about what it might mean, about what changes it could imply, what changes need to happen in order to reach union. Shifts and changes that could affect family dynamics, if that applies. But also this feeling of resonance on a soul level. This is past life connection. So, and more of this beautiful soulmate energy with the Two of Cups. This is a beautiful equal exchange and connection, and we've got masculine and feminine energy throughout this whole reading, because we have the masculine and feminine here represented in the Chariot as well. So this is a very balanced place that the masculine is coming from here, even if he's not in communication at this time. I feel like the masculine is going through a very deep internal process. And you will see that. You will see that soon. You will see the results of this soon. At the moment, it could be a lot of uncertainty especially if there's not much communication about what's he going through and what's happening. Where is he at right now, and how is he feeling about us and me? And he's really, really thinking about the union, and there's a lot of passion and excitement coming from the masculine, from a grounded place, from a balanced place. It's very strong. So the masculine viewing the feminine, beautiful Sun card, and the Eight of Pentacles. So just an explosion of beautiful life and creativity and passion and skill. The feminine in the masculine's eyes is just an abundant, full package person, and I feel like the masculine is perhaps coming to deeper realizations of just how fantastic this feminine is, and what it could mean for him if he was able to meet her halfway and to truly share a beautiful equal union, and to just move into that with confidence. I feel the masculine is in a state of preparation to really vamp things up, and I do feel like in the near future you will see that unfold. But here we are, he's watching you work. I feel, even if it's just energetically, it could be looking through social media, if that's, however, he's just every now and then popping in to check on your energy of how you're working, and feeling your beautiful sun-like radiance as you, I feel like you do channel source energy. If I'm speaking to the feminine, you do channel source energy and infuse that in everything you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. I also have an extra section here. We usually have headspace, heart space, how we're viewing each other, desire moving forward, and now I've got an extra one, which is most likely course of action at this time. And I think I'll continue to do that, because why not? So in the desire moving forward for the masculine, we have the Temperance in reverse and the Fool. So there's a bit of impatience here, perhaps. A bit of misalignment I do feel in the past. Something has come up, clearly, which may have caused separation, or just something's it may not have even been anything huge, just this misalignment. I just see something in the past where it just didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't line up. And I don't think it's something irreparable. I don't think it's anything to take personally either. It does feel like circumstantial, and it does feel like divine timing, right? Always. So anyway, the masculine could be feeling a little bit impatient and a little reflective of that misalignment, and wanting to, come on, Chariot and Two of Cups, he's wanting balance, he's wanting to bring that back, wanting to move forward fairly quickly with bringing fresh energy, just go, like moving out of whatever has been into fresher energy. And it's reflected a few times through this reading. I do like that. At the moment, I do feel that this is all very internal and perhaps not discussed. But this is where it is at. Two major arcanas with wanting to move forward also do show no physical movement at this time. We'll see in the action in space in a second, but yeah, for the masculine, very, very internal, analysing, reflecting, connecting with source. Wanting to keep balance, very, yeah, it's nice energy. So, most likely course of action, our new section, we've got Knight of Swords and the Hierophant. So I do feel with the Hierophant is very reflective here of this Hermit card. So it is seeking a higher wisdom, or a deeper understanding of a situation, and wanting to move forward with that knowledge and move this forward into something, like I've said from the start here, into something more grounded, into something successful and that will flourish. This is very ambitious energy and quite high velocity movement forward. We've got a lot of that coming from the masculine, which is interesting because he is in a place right now where he can't perhaps make any moves and does need to take time out, and he's aware of it and is doing it, I do feel. But that doesn't stop his urgency to want to come forward towards you. And this is also a deeper commitment. And I do see this deeper level of knowing settling in with the masculine, which may be influencing this urge to drive forward. So this is most likely course of action in the near future. You can definitely expect some contact very soon. I do feel if there has been silence or something, whatever it is that has been a little abrasive, do expect that to smooth right out very soon. Like, if not straight after this reading's finished, I don't know. Different for everyone, but I do feel very soon. A lot sooner than you'd think, perhaps. So the feminine's headspace now. Similar energy, isn't it? Look, we've got the Hermit for the masculine and the Hanged Man for the feminine. And you see this beautiful activated here. There's this spirit energy activated at the crown for the Hermit card. So the feminine is really taking a step back here to look at the whole picture, not so much the fine details, but at the same sense we have got fine details here with the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles holding on. When I saw this, it's like the feminine treasures this connection with the masculine and is holding it so deeply to her heart space, and just sitting with it. I feel there is a little uncertainty and there is a little bit of pain here, and there isn't there has been perhaps a need for boundaries or but at this time, I do feel something is there in the recent past, and at this time we're in a more smooth place. Like, things are coming smooth now, if that makes sense. But anyway, the Hanged Man does talk about being in suspension and sort of pausing and reflecting and trying to gain a broader perception on this, wanting to hold on to the connection dearly, wanting to watch it prosper and grow. Absolutely. And look, it's so like twin flame mirror sort of energy here, right? If this is that pentacle, you're holding that same pentacle in the mind space, both thinking about this prosperous new beginning and all the potential that you could have together, the building of the foundation and security within the connection. And this is all very beautiful, grounded energy, so earnest. Just, yeah, those words I said before, trying to find the right word for that. It's genuine and earnest, and maybe it'll come to me soon. Okay, so in the heart space, we've got the Death card, Knight of Cups, Eight of Cups. So walking away from any wishy-washy energy or anything that was ungrounded in the past, and that may be why the masculine is deeply reflecting on showing up in the physical and something more tangible than what has been. And it may have been that there's been a discussion about that, and that's why we're at this point right now, that things weren't grounded or they weren't moving forward in a direction that shows the feminine that this is a secure connection worth investing her energy into. Of course she knows that in her heart space, but we need to see the logic of that unfold in our lives. We need to see that physically manifest, and perhaps it wasn't. So things were said or something happened and the feminine in the heart space is like, no, I'm not going to, like, I know you, I see you, I love you, and I do want a connection with you, but I won't have this behavior, or I won't engage in that. And to me, I do feel it was walking away from any wishy-washy sort of energy and wanting to evolve the connection when I see this Death card, wanting to see it evolve past anything, any attitudes or behaviors or assumptions or actions that just don't emotionally resonate or serve, really wanting to put that down. Wanting to see transformation within the connection and feeling it on a deep level. Like, it's so internal for both masculine and feminine at this time. And there's a genuine desire to come back together, if that applies, or to harmonize. So in the way the feminine is viewing the masculine, we've got Four of Swords, the Emperor, and the Two of Wands. So yeah, the masculine's taking some time out for deep reflection, a bit of healing. He could be physically unwell at this time or needing rest. He could be overworked and needing rest too. I do feel that, like I did see, the masculine has got a lot of responsibilities and a lot going on outside of this connection too, perhaps he's a business owner or something, just quite a busy person, family responsibilities, children, take it how it applies. But the masculine at this time, the feminine is viewing him as here, maybe not showing up physically in the connection at this time, could be, but just showing up here with the Emperor, ruling his world, doing what he's doing. Sorry, that was reversed, I think. Yes. But taking perhaps rest from the connection just to, as I've said so far, to just seek a bit of wisdom on how to show up better as this Emperor. He's really deeply reflecting what it means to be your masculine and what that, there's definitely been some words that have caused, words spoken between you perhaps that have caused deep reflection. And yeah, I do feel like pivotal things were said, something that caused little wires to connect up here and has brought about this deeper realization and this feeling, this deeper love feeling for the connection from the masculine to the feminine. Really, really, the masculine, I feel, is settling into just how much he feels for the feminine. The Two of Wands in reverse does talk about a little uncertainty about the direction moving forward. And so there's the whole energy here of the masculine is, I really want to make this work. I love this feminine so much, but I don't know what action I need to take at this point. I'm still trying to work out what step is next for me to move forward. There could be, a little bit of fear about moving forward or how to do that. And it could also be talking about a little bit of impatience, or just it's going to take some time to work out the finer details there. The feminine's desire moving forward, gorgeous 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups in the Wheel. So wanting to end any confusion and just settle into what she knows this connection to be. Just watch it transform. Let's just go to where I know we should be and what we're capable of, and let's achieve that and bring that together. I do feel from the feminine wanting to move forward, but really wanting to see a change, wanting to get out of this position you're in now. Not so much as an escapism, like you can't handle the situation you're in. I don't mean it like that, but more just wanting to see the expansion of this, of where it's at now. Just wanting to see the expansion. So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, wanting to see the expansion, wanting to see a shift happen, the transformation here, wanting to see that. And yeah, this can be a card of confusion and feeling the need to move forward, but not knowing what the whole picture is going to look like. I do feel a lot of this connection has been emotionally led or heart led or spiritually led, and the grounded logic hasn't manifested, or if that makes sense. And so we're needing to pull in more earth energy into this connection, which would bring us about so much emotional fulfillment for on both sides. Now, I was going to pull one more card here, and I didn't do it. The feminine's most likely course of action was... I had that. Where is it? There. Was the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and then I just got the Three of Wands as well. So what have I said about waiting for expansion, right? So the feminine is going to hold space for the masculine at this time, processing a bit of perhaps pain, and we've got the Single Lady card here, so the feminine could be uncertain about whether this connection is going to prosper or eventuate. Like I said from the start, there's a lot going on behind the surface, and it may be hard to believe right now, but I feel like there's going to be a huge shift in this connection. At this time, it may feel very stagnant or quiet, but there's going to be a lot of life breathed into this situation. So anyway, the feminine's desire moving forward is to try and find herself back into a place of contentment if she is feeling you know, a little triggered by the situation or seeking outside of herself in any which way. I feel like the feminine wants to pull that in and just, you know, settle back into her own self, I feel, and process and move through any of the heartache that's come from the past in this situation, sort of wanting to, genuinely not wanting to hold on to this heartache, really wanting to, just truly wanting transformation, believing that there will be. When we see the Three of Swords, Three of Wands, I feel like it's sort of just waiting to see for the feminine, waiting to see. I feel like it's just, she's not sure if it's going to work out, if it's going to honor her, if the masculine is going to show up and honor her in this connection. She's not 100% sure, truly desires, but just waiting to see. Now, in the outcome, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Lovers. So this heavy, like I said, this heavy burden that's going on within this connection, whatever it is that's been hard to navigate, does look like it's going to be condensed. This huge, heavy, all these 10 wands that's so heavy and hard to carry is going to be condensed down into this one wand, this one beautiful, passionate wand, very easy to carry, very easy to wield, very easy to draw power from. This is sucking power, this is drawing power, I feel. So you can, like I said, there's a shift coming in here, a reuniting, a coming together. Very, very beautiful. The passion, like you can, from this dull, drab, quite lifeless colouring energy here, as you can see, until I love that. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful Lovers card there as well to finish off the reading. And now I've got some oracle cards for both the masculine and the feminine. It's really good. So we've got from the Romance Oracle or Lovers Oracle, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. And that was the masculine's card. It's beautiful, and I do feel that energy so much with the masculine. Yes, there's separation, I do feel, but he's just deeply contemplating this beautiful connection. And how he can show up better or more or deeper, or what the next step is to ground this. And so we've got beautiful card responsibilities for the masculine too, and that does talk about him being responsible for perhaps any past behaviour in the way he's shown up that may have not been, that may not have honoured the connection in the past. It also would talk about the responsibilities he has as an individual, work life and family and all such things that make a person, right? There's a lot of responsibilities for the masculine, but I feel like it's not only him tending to those, but the ones within himself in his own personal development and for this connection. We have a beautiful card, Regeneration, for the masculine, which really talks about a second chance in the book, actually, and I feel the masculine is wanting a second chance with the feminine, if that applies. It also talks about the rebirth and the process that the masculine is going through and will come out of. This is totally, I'll say in a second, but regeneration, rebirth, right? The Death card. Then we have the Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. And exactly where the masculine is at right now. That is totally the Hermit card, just in the void, just in that place, at the end of one thing and before the beginning of something else. And I do feel the masculine is embracing that. I don't feel any resistance from the masculine about that. The feminine may be a little bit, only because there's more uncertainty, but all of that will smooth out once you communicate. Totally. Now, the feminine's oracles, we have a beautiful card, Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, this does talk about some of the doubts that the feminine may have been feeling about this connection and some of, what needs to be healed. She's very aware of that and truly wants truly wants to nurture and hold on to this connection, truly, but will walk away from what doesn't serve and what isn't right for the connection too. So do view even if you're feeling quite uncertain about this, send healing to the relationship and to your masculine, and stay open to healing and believe that this situation can transcend. So we also have the beautiful card Silence for the feminine, and this could obviously be talking about the communication silence being, and honouring that, allowing yourself to sit in that silence and receive any messages that may be coming in for you, tuning into your own guidance, your own heart, and just sitting in this space, in this void space. And it was so funny because as I was shuffling, I'm thinking, God, this connection is just in such a portal. Like, it's all I was thinking to myself as I'm shuffling, and then out comes this card, birth as a portal. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. There's so many cards that talk about that being in this place before one thing and after something else. Okay? And it's a place of just needing to trust and sit, be there, And then to finish it off for the feminine, this beautiful, beautiful card, soulmates. And I mean, come on, soulmates, lovers, 2 of Cups. And 41 boils down to a 5. Again, a number of change. I do feel a lot of change very soon for this connection. And I'm going to leave it there. I look forward to hearing about how those changes come about for you, likely in next week's love reading or down below. And yeah, so I hope that this message has given you some sort of clarity on the situation that you're going through at the moment, and a bit of hope for healing to come in, as I do feel it will soon. Or is now, even behind the scenes, is currently being worked on. It's a continuum. So I'll leave it there. Thank you. Hi everyone, this is your reading if you chose group number 2, and I'm gonna jump on in. Okay, so I had them shuffled and then I went to do something and have come back, so gotta get back into what I was feeling before. So with the masculine's headspace, as always, we're starting with the 8 of Wands came in reverse, 3 of Wands and the Hermit. Similar to group 1, you might have found a little tricky to choose which reading was going to be for you, but because there is resonance between the two. But that's the collective theme of divine counterparts. I think we may need to, I may need to reevaluate how I'm doing the channel here and to separate twin flames from lovers reading somehow, because the twin flame collective is so strong. And anyway, we'll work that out myself and let you know. You'll see the changes. So masculine's headspace, 8 of Wands in reverse, a little bit of scattered energy, a little bit of restlessness, a bit of not sure where to focus his energy at this time. Could be a little bit burnt out as well, perhaps overthinking some things. The 3 of Wands and the Hermit card does show a waiting for expansion, waiting for communication, perhaps waiting to gain some clarity on a situation, really soul searching at the moment, really evaluating everything that's going on right now, and feeling quite overwhelmed by all the different facets that require your attention or that require your focus. It just feels like a lot. So this could be a connection in separation or non-communication. It could be emotional distance. It could be physical distance, just taking a bit of time. I do feel like time is being taken here. Perfectly healthy, totally appropriate, and not something to worry about. The gorgeous 3 of Wands is waiting for expansion, waiting for perhaps some information or a message to come in. I do see the feminine in a deeply contemplative state, so perhaps also waiting for the feminine to, just holding space for her while she is soul searching, and just waiting for her to then come back to you, if that applies for some people. in the heart space, gorgeous Empress card, the Divine Feminine. Here she is in the masculine's heart space. She is there. She's there to stay. She's not going anywhere. I feel so much like just connecting to that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Settle down, masculine. But we also have the Eight of Swords too, so a little bit stuck about the feminine, about this connection, about where it's going. What is it going to look like? How am I good enough? Can I provide for her if that applies? Can I nurture her in the way she needs? There's so much. I feel the overwhelm, and now I remember, because I put them out, then went to do something. I remember when I got to around this bit of the reading, I started to feel in my solar plexus this, like, just tightening, like a bit overwhelmed, a bit like it's a bit too much, and a feeling like I can't control it, or this situation is out of my control, and it's like, it's quite big. It's I did feel that. So the masculine could be in a bit of a tumultuous energy in that sense, a little bit overwhelmed at times and feeling perhaps not in his power, because I did feel it here in the solar plexus. Could be the case. Just feeling out of control about this connection. And here it is represented in the heart space too, where there's perhaps a little stuck in the mind, feeling a little stuck in this connection, how to move forward. And yeah. There's a bit of overwhelm in that way, but also a beautiful holding space and waiting too, though, because these are, and going within and seeking the wisdom within the situation. These are very beautiful, no pressure, pausing type cards. So as much as there is a bit of, there's also an equal amount of, if that makes sense. Okay, so the masculine viewing the feminine, the Lovers, and the Death card. Okay, beautiful. So this is divine counterpart here. The masculine is seeing the feminine as his divine counterpart, this gorgeous, soulful energy. He sees her as such a powerful being, somebody who is activated in her life, who makes decisions coming from a conscious awareness. She makes conscious choices in her life. And this is a Death card. So this is transformation and rebirth. And the masculine has viewing the feminine as perhaps revolutionizing herself, her connection, taking time to go through a process. The feminine is going through a process, and that greatly affects this connection. So the process could be in regards to this loving connection, could be personal to her own situation too, but I do feel the feminine is in a place of deeply processing this connection and transmuting some old energies and really just moving through something at this time. So do give space if it's required. The beautiful desire moving forward. Yeah, okay. I just got to make sure I had all the cards in the right place. I did take a photo before I packed it up, so I did think I got them right. Anyway. Desire moving forward, and also I have an extra section in the love readings now, so we'll have desire moving forward, and then we're also going to have most likely course of action, and I'll continue doing that. So yeah, desire moving forward, beautiful, beautiful star card, holding this candle lit for the connection, trusting divine timing, trusting in the universe, and having hope, holding on to hope, sending love through this beautiful cord, through this beautiful cord from your heart space. This is very beautiful, beautiful energy, and the desire moving forward is just to sit in a place of hope. So perhaps the masculine is feeling a little bit hopeless, perhaps feeling like there isn't very much hope at this time, or at times. It does feel like I have said last week, there was this energy, wishy-washy energy. I don't know if that's the right word. No, teetering. That's the word. It's teetering between this place of groundedness and acceptance, and then a bit of anxiety and feeling a need to control the situation, and then back into release and acceptance. And so, that teetering may be happening here. And so the masculine here is desiring the teetering to stop and to just stay in balance, to stay in hope at this point, not wanting to feed the fears anymore. And that's a beautiful thing. I feel like that's quite an achievement here for the masculine. The beautiful Knight of Wands as well is, look at that, it's alive, isn't it? Isn't that alive? And so the masculine's desire moving forward is to bring this connection back to life, to bring passion back in. This can be quite a sexual card as well, because the Wands are phallic, some would say, and it's just very very passionate, very alive. The masculine's desire is to breathe more life into this connection. And I can see that here as well in the headspace, because we've got the Three of Wands, we've got the I wouldn't say twin flames, the two flames, and then there's that extra flame, a decision being made. It's like, because when we have the two flames, it's at a crossroads. When we have that extra on, we've made that decision, but we're just waiting for it to eventuate. But then we have this scattered energy and a little bit of overwhelm as well. So wanting, the masculine's biggest desire is to stop any of that overwhelm or scattered energy, and just to streamline things back into a grounded place, back into what's important, what's in front of you right now. Yeah. Okay, so now in the new section we've got most likely course of action. Coming from the masculine, we have Seven of Cups, Six of Wands, Two of Cups. So more talk of that scattered energy, a lot of confusion perhaps, or a multitude of paths to take, or perceptions to hold, or ways to look at it. There's a fair bit, right, as I've said so far, but the masculine's most likely course of action is to perhaps settle some of this energy into the Six of Wands, Two of Cups. So, right, like to put down any confusion and to settle deeper into his knowing that this connection is going to be successful, and to truly believe in its ability to succeed. The Six of Wands in other decks is a man coming home from a war on a horse, and his beautiful bride is waiting for him. So the masculine is really truly hoping for the connection to move through any of what has been testing and a challenge, and to really come on the other side of this together. And the masculine is going to do everything he needs to do to succeed in that way. This is putting, if confusion and scattered energy is what's keeping him from the feminine, then he will put that down because he is only going to put his energy towards what will be successful, or what will benefit him truly. Releasing what doesn't serve. He's here, he's committed. I have oracle cards, we'll pull those up at the end. Feminine's headspace now. Fair bit going on here for the feminine, right? We have beautiful Judgment, the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Hierophant. So the feminine is really contemplating this connection, what it means for her. Is this right for me? Is this going to nurture me? Will the pains and patterns or behaviors of the past, or things in the past that haven't served our connection, will they continue, or can we put those to rest and move forward with this? What is that going to look like? Where is the wisdom here? Like, really lots of questions, lots of focus on this connection, on what hasn't worked, but not in a dwelling sense for what hasn't worked. I feel like this is really, at this time, trying to gain the wisdom in the experience, trying to see how any challenge is actually a blessing. Really, the feminine is looking at this from every angle. This beautiful Judgment card can talk about epiphanies coming in, realizations about this connection, about some of the pain of the past, about some things that haven't worked out, about some feelings of perhaps not being supported or not being enough. Perhaps the masculine was not present for you in the past, and there's a need for forgiveness here in regards to that. And I resonate with that with my own twin flame journey, if this applies for a twin flame reading. It may be a soulmate connection, call it what you will. I don't feel qualified to tell anybody what connection they're in. I feel like that's something you should know, but either way, this is, it does speak of the early wounds of a twin flame connection that get triggered. I just felt that with that one. The Four of Cups, so really contemplating that old pain. But also but also contemplating the higher wisdom, also contemplating the all that's available here in this connection, and the fact that this is a marriage card, this is a higher commitment card, and so that in the mind space, it's I just feel when I look at this, we've got the judgment, so a realization, a decision, a true knowing. Should I sit it like that? Yeah, that works. I need to get a little card holder, I think. I'm going to do that. And then, and so this is the book ending that part of the reading. And then we've got the marriage commitment. But in the middle, we have that heartache. We have the contemplation of the heartache and the process. So processing some of those older pains, to release them, to forgive, to move through them. Really, that's what's going on in the feminine's mind space. I do feel the most feminines are aware of this, of what's going on for them. But at other times, you could just be feeling like just overwhelmed, like overthinking, but do trust in the process of your overthinking too, and that there is value in that. So in what this decision to come together in union is just being blocked at this time by the process that needs to happen, an internal process. That's what I see with that, how that bookmarks. And so there's a desire to get from A to B, but we need to go through what was in the middle there. That's what I feel for that. In the heart space, okay. So much is going on in the mind space, and rightly so. That it is planetarily influenced shitstorm up there, right? For the last month or more, or year. Oh goodness, it's been crazy up there, and I'm sure we've all felt that. The effects of the retrogrades and the eclipses ripple out into the tapestry of our lives over the last month. Okay, so that's what's going on in the headspace, but you can't deny the heart space, especially when it's so grounded in this beautiful love. Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, Six of Cups, unconditional love, beautiful wish fulfillment here with the Nine of Cups, divine wishes fulfilled, being brought to you. The Six of Cups is a soulmate connection. It's also connections to our children and people of the past, family, all of that sort of stuff, feeling like this connection is home, nurturing in a beautiful way. The masculine has the Empress in the heart space. Feminine has the Six of Cups. It could be that you share children together. It could be that you share nurturing roles together in one way or another as well. But either way, the feminine in the heart space has just got so much love for this connection. She truly recognizes it to be a soulmate connection and something that she's wished for a very long time. It brings her so much love and fulfillment. I love that these cards are here, and it really complements this beautiful energy in the headspace. I know it does look hard to deal with, and you if I'm speaking with a feminine, you will know it is hard to be in your mind right now, perhaps. But it really, this beautiful energy in the heart really does confirm that this stuff, I had it the wrong way, sorry. It truly does speak of that decision to commit deeper into this connection, and to absorb all the wisdom and knowledge that can be gained from it. Now, in the feminine's viewing the masculine, there's the King of Swords, Two of Swords. So perhaps the masculine is wanting to communicate, or is communicating, because the King of Swords is a good communicator. He is clear about what he wants. He's fair and he's logical, and I do feel he's a clear communicator. But we also have the Two of Swords, the Two of Swords, which is a bit of indecision and a bit of fear about which way do I go. So the masculine may be, perhaps some of the things he is communicating, if he's communicating at this time, could display that he isn't certain about this connection. He's certain about what he wants for this connection, absolutely, but he isn't certain about the direction of it. I think I might get one more there, actually, for the way the feminine's viewing the masculine. I'm not going to take those because it's just way too many. Sorry about that. Oh no. I took two that I wasn't meant to. Okay, put them back, it's all good. The way the feminine is viewing her masculine at this time, there's a lot of swords there. So the masculine could be a little detached from the heart at this time. He could be trying to just think logically, or just sit in his truth. It's too many cards as well, but we'll have a look. Yeah, I'll take them. Okay. So, all right, the feminine viewing the masculine, exactly. This gorgeous King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Showing up. So the masculine does want to show up. He is communicating his truth. Ace of Swords, communicating. He is communicating his truth about how he does want to show up into this connection. He wants to ground this connection. He wants to see it flourish. He wants to nurture it. He wants to walk away from any behavior in the past that perhaps was idealistic or wishy-washy or not grounded, not grounded in logic and showing up energy. Like this is the kind of man you want by your side. This kind of romantic dude is nice for a night, but it's not sustainable, it doesn't last, it's not grounded, right? So the feminine's viewing the masculine as really growing up and communicating that. And he's aware that any of this behavior of the past, this could be all sorts of different behaviors that are just a little immature, walking away from that. Nice. All right, so the feminine's desire moving forward. I should get one more here too. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Three of Cups. So there is a little mental anguish going on for the feminine. She may be kept up at night a little bit, maybe having dreams or just not being able to shut off her mind sometimes in regards to the connection. Just so much is getting processed in the mind space. So do give yourself as much spiritual practice as you can, yoga, meditation, whatever it is that clears your mind, clears your channel and grounds yourself. Do gift yourself with that at this time to help you go through this process. Take that one. Okay, so the feminine's desire moving forward with the Nine of Swords is wanting to put down that, it's really getting quite tired of what's getting processed in the mind. It's got to happen, it's relevant, but probably a little bit tiring for you though. We also have the Three of Cups, and what I just pulled extra was the Ten of Cups. So wanting to put down that mental anguish and pick up reunion, pick up love, connection, compassion, joining together. This is a coming together card. This is reunion and joy, celebration, achievements. Ten of Cups is the happy ever after card too. So, and the 9 is the end of a cycle, right? And then we've got the 10, which is what happens after the end of a cycle. It would be so to me, this is truly wanting to put down what I've spoken about from the start in this reading. Wanting to put any of that down and just to really truly step into what the next cycle for this connection, having transmuted the old and creating space to embody more love and more understanding. I really feel this one. So now in the new section that we have, we will continue to see in most likely course of action for the feminine. I just love this, how this came out. We've got the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So divine counterparts here with the two of a kind, two King and Queen of Cups. The Ten of Pentacles is that longevity, the bigger picture of what you're building. It's the showing up every day, chipping away step by step. And the other card, was the Wheel of Fortune. So you can expect some changes here. The feminine will be coming forward soon with in total balance in her masculine and feminine energy. The space she has taken to process, or if you are the feminine, taking to process, is totally serving, and it's helping you come back into a place of balance. You as you transmute this old energy and settle back into your heart, dropping back into your knowing, out of the head into the heart more, but in a grounded way too, with the Ten of Pentacles. Very grounded, and with the intention to only spend your energy on, only feed what is wholesome within the connection, what is nurturing. Not it's just very in touch, very connected, and this is most likely course of action. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is karmic. With the karmic wheel turning, this is destiny unfolding. It can be a divine intervention. It can be very serendipitous, especially with the King and Queen of Cups together. Very emotional, intuitive energy. Wheel of Fortune, You can be a lot of synchronicity around the rejoining. You can probably expect to see a lot of signs before they reach out or something like that. I'm sure that's something you would have already experienced within this connection. It's very serendipitous, but yeah, that's there. So in the outcome for the connection, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is communication from the feminine, I would say. We also have the King of Swords here, so divine counterpart energy again. I'm just seeing if there's any more of that. Okay, just the two, which is fine. That's more than the Lovers. Like, it's more than enough, really. I don't need to confirm. You guys are soulmates. We all know it. Where were we? Communication from the feminine, some speaking her truth, some of what she's processed perhaps. You do notice here in this card the heart is locked in a cage, so she is speaking clearly, speaking and thinking clearly and logically, not fogged by feelings or emotions. Those have settled and coming from a place of clarity. And wanting to talk about equal give and take within the connection, wanting to discuss healthier boundaries, healthier, just a truly coming together in harmony here. When we see this, this is supportive energy. This is very generous and kind, very loving energy. So the communication will be to that effect. 7 of Pentacles as well. So this is the investment, spending your energy in creating and nurturing this beautiful connection to come to life. So there's a lot of talk about what, from the feminine, about nurturing, about what is needed and what you're growing here. The last card for the outcome was the 4 of Wands, Twin Flame card. Also a beautiful, joyful celebration card, connections to your community, and feeling very connected, feeling a lot of joy, feeling a lot, look at the dancing, embracing, it's beautiful. So I don't even know if I needed to sum that up because it did it itself, but it does show here that whatever, like in reading one, if you felt drawn to that one too, whatever tumultuous thing has come up, there is a resolution right around the corner. Now the Oracle cards for I'll start with this first because I really loved it. Now the masculine got this one and the feminine got, see the 2 hearts? I loved that. So the masculine's was only time will tell. And it's very much about holding space, allowing, releasing, surrendering, not needing to know all the answers right now, not needing anything, but just being with it and just trusting. The feminine's card is transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So like I said, you can expect a beautiful resolution coming through for this connection soon. The next cards, I read those together because they go together, but now I'll just show the masculines only. We have beautiful card Courage, and it may be required of the masculine right now to tap into his inner strength, to hold space and to sit with this, because it's clear that he is waiting for some communication from the feminine and he is holding space. So that may take courage, and I'm proud of you for doing that, masculine. I really am. We have also Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So if you are feeling that scattered energy, and in those times when things are too much, I was about to say get into your garden because I'm looking at my own garden, like that's what I would do, but do that thing that grounds you. Get into nature. If it is your garden, get into your garden, but try not to stay up in the mind too much. Stay grounded through this process. Because you seed the light by staying grounded. You feed more light when you stay grounded. You're in a greater alignment to be receptive to the feminine's communication, but also brings your own sense of peace. And mending. We have 52, which boils down to a 7. 7 is a number of divine intervention. It is God's number. And mending, which is healing. Beautiful healing coming in for this connection. I do feel it will not be coming in quickly. This is a slower unfolding, but it's here, it's a process, and it's well underway. Now the feminine has inner strength, and I do feel with the process the feminine is going through, Just like the masculine had courage, the feminine too is drawing on her inner strength. The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation and integration time. So a time of deep reflection to integrate some of the experiences that you're going through. And with the spontaneous awakening, I feel is reflective of this beautiful judgment card that was in the mind space. So we have got a lot of communication coming in from spirit, a lot of epiphanies perhaps coming in for the feminine, which will help her with this process. And we have breathe. 9, 10, 11 it boils down to, which would be a 2, but 11 is 11, twins, and 2 is a number of union and balance. So keeping yourself balanced, feminine, to breathe through this experience. Is that focusing? To breathe through this experience, to take care of yourself, to up the self-love, and take your time. Give yourself all the time you need. And yeah, I'm going to leave that there. That was nice. Oh no, okay. I hope that gave some clarity or comfort and guidance. And if you want to share with me how this reading resonated with you down below in the comments, I always love to hear it, and I look forward to chatting again next time. Bye. Hi everyone, this is your reading if you chose group number 3, and I'll jump straight into the masculine's headspace as always. And I can see, as always, there's a collective theme within these readings. So it could have been quite difficult to choose a pile today. So we'll just get started. We have the masculine's headspace, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. So, first and foremost, the center of his mind is this beautiful Queen of Pentacles. And at this time, there may be a desire to communicate with her. Don't get hung up on the gender, we're talking about feminine energy, but I will use she and he pronouns. So the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. The masculine is, it feels like wanting to move through the current situation that may be a little bit difficult between you both. It may be that there's separation and not much communication at the time. Five of Pentacles can be a feeling of being left out in the cold, and that things are not aligning up and things aren't working out, and that perhaps there's just not very much warmth at this time together. And the masculine is really, I feel, perhaps quite fixated on the feminine, and about how to move this forward, really streamlining for success, really wanting to see this situation clearly in a way that doesn't hinder the masculine's progress. I feel like the masculine has a bunch of things in his life that he needs to be focusing on, and you know, like life responsibilities, work, children, whatever it may be, and that any time wasted dwelling on the harder times of this connection is time wasted at this point, I do feel. And so the masculine is perhaps aware of that and wanting to pull some of his energy back from continuous thoughts of worry, if that applies, or just any heavier feelings. I mean, it does need to be worked through, thought through, processed, but at the same time, don't stay there if I'm speaking to the masculine. To balance that out with grounded productivity as well. Yeah, it's just a little, I don't even know the word. The heart space. The center of the heart space is this beautiful King of Cups. And I just like, what I noticed as well from the table, we had the beautiful King of Cups, then on either side we had a conflict card and uncertainty, indecision, and just unsure. In the headspace we had in the center the beautiful Queen of Pentacles, and then you know, sort of really striving to push things forward and to make things work and heal and move through whatever the difficulty is at this time. And then the Five of Pentacles being left out in the cold and feeling like abandonment wounds perhaps triggered, and just feeling like things aren't very nurturing at this time. So on either side, in the center, is this beautiful, very beautiful people, a nurturing, gorgeous, self-made woman, a beautiful, compassionate, gentle King of Cups here. And then around the outsides of that was all the difficulty, was all the details, was all the things. And that's what makes me feel like perhaps the masculine is getting caught up in some of that energy. Yes, it's relevant, but don't stay there is what the message was, I feel. So, and just come back to center. Balance your own masculine and feminine energy out. Come back to center, come back to your knowing, drop into your heart, I feel. And that doesn't necessarily mean drop into your heart and feeding all your love into this connection. By all means, send love, but drop into your heart and feed love into what's in your creation, what's in front of you. Because even though you are the masculine, you are this Queen of Pentacles too. You are self-making. You are showing up to your own perhaps business or work project or whatever it is that you create, and what is you're making and nurturing within your life, what you're bringing to life. And the King of Cups is quite in the heart space in the center, I feel, grounded in the heart space. So we've got practical energy, earth energy, and we've got heart, emotional energy, and I just feel this beautiful balance between the masculine and feminine, between that earthly, sort of more grounded energy and then the emotional waters. I feel the message for the masculine is to stay balanced regardless of any conflict, regardless of any feelings of like things are out of your control, or just uncertainty, like any fear that might be coming up, like is it going to work out, or what's going to happen at this point. There's clearly some conflict here in the masculine's heart space about what to do, to follow his heart or to listen to some of the thoughts that are going around in his head, because it's very conflicting, I feel. And it to me, all that stuff is on the outside, and what's true and what's in the center is that beautiful masculine and feminine balance. We have what it takes. That shows me that this masculine has what it takes. So if I'm speaking to a masculine, you have what it takes. And if I'm speaking to a feminine, your masculine is trying. I can see that there is trying here, and ability, capability. The masculine's viewing the feminine, Page of Cups, the World, and the Sun. And this is gorgeous energy. It could it speaks about gentle light offerings. Perhaps the feminine is not, I don't feel the feminine is not coming on strong is the message I'm getting. It's not full force, it's not forcing anything, but just gentle, sort of in the peripherals, perhaps sending love 5D if this is no communication. Very just trying to be friendly, trying to be gentle, trying to soften. Then the theme has been, something has come up with this collective of divine counterparts that I'm reading for within all three readings. Something has come up, different for everyone, but it does show in each reading the progress it takes to get back into a place of harmony. And for each reading, I see that these counterparts do come into harmony. It's just a different route to get there for some. For each reading is a little different. Slightly, and that would be what determined which card you chose, but the collective pattern was definitely something coming up, and we're in the middle of dealing with that right now. And so this could be apologies, it could be gentle offerings, it could just be compassionate ear and hearing someone out, hearing the masculine out. Like the feminine is somebody who is available in that way, so to give support. The World card being the last major arcana of the deck, so the completion of a cycle, the integration of some knowledge after processing something. So the feminine is really, in a deep state of processing, perhaps. I wouldn't say a deep state, actually. I feel like the masculine is more in a deep state of processing. For me, in this reading, the feminine feels more focused and not so, not as in analysing. Anyway, so the World card, the masculine viewing the feminine as at the completion of a cycle. It could be that the feminine is asking to take some space. Somebody is asking to take space here. but there's a lot of positivity and vitality and happiness, joy. The feminine is not, regardless of what's going on, the feminine is staying positive. I feel there could be a little bit of triggering coming up for her, and sometimes and feeling a little unsure, but I do see the feminine in quite strong energy at this time, quite positive, and just perhaps a bit more grounded than the masculine in this reading. The masculine's desire moving forward is the King of Pentacles, Death, and the Seven of Wands. So really wanting to rise to the challenge, rise up to meet any challenge, and embody more of his own divine masculinity, his own power. The King of Pentacles does show up here. He shows up. He tries, he heals, he nurtures, he applies a great effort. But I feel with this is somebody who's just so secure to be around, like a rock, a true support person. And the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, divine counterparts here in the masculine's energy, and in the feminine's energy she has King of Wands, Queen of Wands. So we do have that divine counterpart, twin flame type soulmate energy here. But yeah, the masculine at the moment, his desire is to transmute any of the older pains that are going through, some of these conflicts in his heart, some of these uncertainties, wanting to get clear on that, wanting to grow from the current situation. I'm seeing here, wanting to rise to the challenge, wanting to forge a new way forward in a way that honors this connection, a way that honors himself and some of the truths that he has learned or gained from this experience and more recent ones. Very much a maturing energy coming from the masculine in desire moving forward. In the most likely course of action, which I'm not sure if I just said, but my readings will now have an extra section at the bottom. So we've got desire moving forward and then most likely course of action. So for that, Six of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Six of Wands. Wow. So we've got this beautiful marriage, deeper commitment card, wanting to deepen this connection, really feeling this soulful connection, the public victory card. So if this connection has been quiet and not really revealed to the world, the masculine is truly wanting to bring it out into the world and say, hey, this is my person, we're together, that sort of thing, if that's the case, if that applies for some. But also, either way, just truly wanting to move this connection into something more committed, a lot deeper, a lot more connected, really feeling the soul resonance here, really believing in this connection, wanting to grow past it. I feel like for a lot of people this connection has stood the test of time. It has been through a lot, and will continue to do so because that's the destiny of it. The feminine's headspace, Ten of Cups, Judgment, and the Knight of Cups. So for the feminine, it could be some judgment on any behavior in the past that may have been not grounded or not honoring the connection, just like a little bit dreamy, not really practical, a lot of ideas and suggestions and stuff getting thrown out there, but nothing really grounded happening, perhaps, if that applies for some people. And wanting to remedy that, wanting to bring in more grounded energy within the connection. But there's uncertainty as well. Uncertainty of, is this right for me? It's tricky to see with this reading. Because there's both parties want to be together, but there's so much going on that's being brought up by whether it's retrogrades or the eclipses that we've recently had, and ongoing effects of that. It's hard to pick. I'd really love to hear, this reading feels tricky, so I would love to hear back from you guys that chose this reading. We have the Ten of Cups in the headspace too, so the feminine here knows that this is, like I said, they knows this is a beautiful connection and wants to nurture it, wants to really just leap into this connection. And another meaning here for the Knight of Cups is also enjoying the beautiful romance available and wanting to tap into that, and really thinking about the times where it has been nothing but fun and romance and play, really reflecting on a bit of that. And in the feminine's heart space, with the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So the connection could be at a stalemate right now and really uncertain whether things are going to continue. The Ten of Swords is the end of a connection, and the feminine could be feeling like this connection has ended. It could very well be at that point where there's no communication and things are just not connecting. It's not happening, and there's so much desire within each person to connect. The magnetic pull is there, but it's not happening. And there's this beautiful, prosperous new beginning in the heart space for the feminine. She truly does want to nurture a new beginning here, but is quite stuck by the situation, by what's going on, really not able to move past that in the heart space, feeling like it. I'm gonna get another one here in the heart space for the feminine, because I'm baffled by this reading a little bit, like scratching my head here and there as I'm pulling the cards, like, oh, because it's so intricate, this one. Maybe you want to come out? Thank you. The Devil. Okay, so feelings of codependency here. The magnetic pull as well, like I said, a really strong magnetic pull in the heart space. I was surprised I didn't see the Devil here before, but there could be some issues of codependency and addiction within the connection, and really wanting it to be coming from a healthier place, feeling quite hard to let go of this connection. The feminine could also be just a little, maybe a little too fixated and needing to pull energy back on self, and trust in this connection. It's quite interesting. I really love to hear about it from you guys. In the masculine, the way the feminine's viewing the masculine, a little bit guarded at this time. Beautiful unconditional love with the Ace of Cups, but a little guarded at this time, protecting his heart and taking rest to consider which steps forward. The masculine is clearly in a state of transformation and really processing whatever has come up, whatever's going on. He's processing. He's not ignoring it or turning a blind eye to it. He is sitting with it and processing it, and absolutely taking the time he needs to do that. But protecting his heart at the same time. So like I said, it could be a little bit closed off at the moment. But just give that space. If the masculine has got other things he needs to deal with, it may not even be to do with the connection. It could be his own personal things going on that's got him very tied up and busy. His own conflicts and uncertainties. Just trying to see any other possibilities here. But yeah, he needs that space, and do afford it to him, feminine. Because it will give him what he needs to process to then come back to you from a balanced place. So desire moving forward for the feminine, we have the King of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. So she's really wanting to see this connection, wanting to see the masculine take leadership in this connection and claim her, is what I'm hearing here. She wants to see the masculine come in and just be like, yes, I'm doing this. I'm ready for this connection. I'm ready for us. I'm ready for you. I want to put down any of the things that get in our way. I want to work through them together and make it happen. That's the feminine's desire moving forward. She wants to see this masculine come forward with leadership and direct this connection into union. And work together through any of those heavier burdens that complicate union. To, really a lot of teamwork is coming from the feminine here. The desire to nurture a prosperous new beginning and finish off any old stuff. So if this is a connection where the masculine is still tied up in an old connection and needs to finish that, if that applies, the feminine is really perhaps quite... I feel a lot of focus or energy coming from the feminine, a lot of desire for that to wrap up so that you can, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to have an overlap. That's not going to happen. Won't allow that, I feel, from the feminine or masculine either. Won't allow. It needs to be justified. If that applies, not everyone will be in that basket. So in the new section, in the most likely course of action from the feminine, Queen of Wands. So as I see, the desire is for the masculine to come forward, but the most likely course of action to me is the feminine might be the one that comes forward. It might be you that reaches out if that applies. But also, taking this away from the connection, I want to see this as you focusing on your mission, focusing on your specialty, what it is, the services you offer, the things you do, what you create, really mastering self, mastering. You can see all these different wonderful potions and skills and things at her workbench here, and she's really this is such a gorgeous, powerful person. This two combination is get to work, get on mission sort of stuff. And so the feminine is really wanting to activate herself in mission, in her own life and the hearts that she touches, and really wanting to sharpen her craft and her skills, but also working together into union. We've got that, the desire is to really come together here, to work together, to perhaps literally be on mission together could be the desire of the feminine. I'm not sure if I can't remember now if I read these ones, the masculine's desire, most likely course of action. I'm going to read it again in case I didn't, but I'm so sorry. Because my phone memory got full, that might have been what confused me, but the masculine's desire, the most likely course of action, Six of Wands, the Hierophant, Six of Cups, is reunion, is to come back together to ground this connection into something more committed, to see this connection prosper. So I do see for this group, whatever has come up to cause any separation or conflict, that will be resolving. It will resolve. The masculine has desire for success within this connection. I think maybe I did read it. Actually, it's coming back to me now about wanting to bring this into the public light, if that applies. Anyway, I'll leave that there in case I didn't. I'm not sure. It's been a big day. And the other card, for the feminine's most likely course of action is the Star. So holding hope for this beautiful for this beautiful union, but also for her own, I feel this is for her own path. When we're talking here, this is the feminine stepping onto mission, more activated in her own life. But also, yes, this is divine timing, divine alignment, divine intervention, everything divine when we're wishing upon a star and getting a message back that gives us hope. So that also speaks to any feminines who were perhaps reaching out, and perhaps this reading is a sign to give you hope that the connection is going to move forward in a way that you'd perhaps didn't expect, but hoped. It always doesn't go how we hope it does, but I do feel that this connection is coming together, or coming back together, if that applies. In the outcome, we have the Wheel, Temperance, and the Four of Pentacles. So really wanting to hold on to each other still, but applying balance here. There is shift and change coming with the Wheel of Fortune. I think the Wheel of Fortune was in the outcome for every reading, actually, or at least it was in every reading, the Wheel of Fortune. There is huge shifts coming for this connection, more balance and harmony within the connection, and holding on to each other too. It does need. I do feel that this is not happening quickly though. That there is more space needed. There is more time to process needed. I feel like this. Honestly, I really feel like for this connection, that there's two very separate things that you both need to do before union can happen. And I don't feel like it's like one thing, you must achieve this and she must achieve that and then it can happen. I don't mean it so black and white, but you take it how it applies. I do feel like there's some things that need to be worked out before this can come together. And that's not to do with each other either. These are like, whether it's your work career or family dynamics, something needs to shift in both ways. You will know what that is, surely. So the masculine's oracle cards, we have I Remember, Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. I Remember. I'll go to the book for this one because I don't know these cards so well, and I probably should have looked at it first. I Remember. I did think it was to do with that. Yeah, so very much at a crossroads for the masculine. And this is a decision based in repeating old ways of life, for sort of like, not asleep, but like, I feel like the masculine has come to a lot more awareness through this connection and is stepping deeper onto his own mission, his own path, his own destiny. as a result of that. And so it's choices being made that are in accordance with your highest path rather than just living. Follow your destiny, follow your heart, follow your intuition, follow your mission. I do feel like this is talking about those things that we need. I feel like the oracles are really talking about those things that were separate that need to be completed first, whether that's activating mission or clearing up old karma. But follow that path for the masculine. A change in the wind, so a fork in the road it is. I did see fork in the road, I think, when I was shuffling, which is another card from this deck, but it does talk about big changes coming in for the masculine, redirection of focus. Yeah, gosh, I really want to hear from the people of this group. And we have this beautiful card. New beginnings. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Lots of changes for the masculine here. And I do feel that message is about soul purpose stuff. Feminine has portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild card. And this is very much about the choices you're making in your path as well. I do feel like this is that, yeah, on both sides the oracles are talking about that. You've also got you are ready. So you are ready to make those decisions to step up into your life in a more activated way. Yeah, there's a lot of change coming in for this group on both sides, I feel, and together. Go the distance. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 2, balance, harmony, it boils down to. Also an 11 master number, this card. And this does talk about a connection that is enduring and that you can trust in that. And any challenges that come up you can work through, and even separately, together, either way you're working through it. And we have this beautiful card, reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. And just like with go the distance, do trust that this connection will make the distance. You are ready to release that and just focus on your mission. And I do feel when I saw rewards, you decide, rewards, wild card. It's kind of like the choices in your basket. You can either feed all your energy into what you can't control at this time, or you can surrender that, give it back to the universe, and just focus on yourself and what you're creating, and trust that down the line this will come to be. I did also see when I was shuffling these for the feminine, I won't be able to find it now, but it did say about believing and having faith in your connection, and it will then manifest in the physical. So that's a message there as well for the feminine, to just let go of this connection, focus on what you're doing at this time, because it is time for that, and trust that this will come back around. So that's it, that's all I have for you. I'm going to leave that there, and I really want to hear from you. And but if I don't, that's okay, and I look forward to reading again next week. Bye.